Hey friends, you're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry. Irene's still in the greenhouse and I'm going down to see if I can help a friend with the community well support system. Looks like there may be a problem. Wish me luck.
I may not need to start any granaderos if I can keep these going. That'd be awesome. It would also be awesome to be able to have them super early. I love granaderos. I've had very good luck with them in the past. It's like if everybody else fails, they'll come through for you. And they'll come through until everything freezes like a rock at the end of the season. Granadero has a bunch of them, and I don't need more granadero. I may take them anyway and see if I can give them away. We're in the process of trying to reconstitute the garden club here. Henry actually met one of our neighbors down at the end of the pavement today to drop off some garlic, because we have more garlic than God when it comes to we have a ton even still. We're going to be delivering some to another friend next week. I guess it's actually this weekend. But we're trying not to let it go to waste. But we only have so much room. So the garlic that I planted here is doing absolutely stellar. The garlic outside is not doing as well because it's been hard for me to water it. Our outside watering stuff is all shut down for the winter. It makes it harder, more difficult to keep up with watering when you're having to haul water in. Let's check Amanda. See if we have any decent looking sprouts on here. I think the answer is no. But I'm going to look, because I might have missed one. One of the things that we noticed was happening is if you had sort of a cluster of like junky stuff, sometimes underneath it there would be a set of leaves that were sort of semi-protected, like this one down here. Like the leaves on top sort of protected them from some of the weather. So that's actually a nice looking thing. And it's not perfect, it's not as vibrant as some of the other guys are, but maybe it'll make it, which is the whole point, because I don't have much in the way of Amanda orange here. I have seeds, I can start more, but this is the trick here is to see if we can actually avoid having to start things by having kept them alive in the greenhouse and getting them the root and all that other stuff. Now we're going into the serious dark of the winter here, where our darkest day of the year is just in another week or so, and then we'll be in a very low light environment, relatively speaking, until, I'm guessing, I want to say about the 10th of January. I think it's a fun experiment. It's just going to be interesting to see what happens. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but we can say we tried. Sometimes, you know, like I know you can do all this kind of fancy stuff if you have high-tech equipment and super climate-controlled environments and everything. Well, we don't have that, and we're still going to see what we can do. See if we can kind of jury-rig this a little bit and make it work. So, let's see. We won't know until we have tried. And if we fail, it didn't cost us anything. I mean, it's costing me the time to do this, cutting off of stuff, a little water, and eventually it will cost me a little fertilizer, because I will be putting some 20-20-20 in there to make sure they've got some nutrition. But we're going to see if some of these guys will sprout. We'll see. Some of these little guys don't look too bad. I just don't know if they're actually going to do much, except for sit there for a while. But my suspicion is they will probably start to grow at some point. I know some of them are doing great already. The granaderos are awesome. Awesome. Waited just a little too long on the Amanda orange in terms of this end of the greenhouse is cooler than that end because that's where the heater is when we do run a heater. He's got more frost down here than the guys at the other end did, so yeah, not their fault. Yeah, I'm deciding, Jack. I know you're talking to me. He says, "Mom, why are we hanging around in here?" He says, "This is boring. I want to go back in the house. It's warmer in there. It's more comfy. I got beds." Yeah, well, you'll live. Cut off most of the scrudgy looking leaves here. Try and leave just a little bit. See if it'll resprout. We've got some new sprouts on here. So it's just a matter of whether they do anything or not. Don't know. I'm going to do that. Sort of winging it here. I mean, I have a pretty good concept of how to prune plants and things like that. I have a lot of experience pruning all kinds of plants. Everything from roses and fruit trees. Took a class on basic fruit tree management through the State Extension. Mumble years ago. Read a bunch of books. That sort of thing. These are both Gardener's Delight. Okay. Well, question is, how many more do I take? Really like more big beef. Four things. I'm gonna grab this guy. Even though he doesn't look great. I am cutting the blossoms off. When I can, I like to take actual shoots that would form another plant if given enough time, because they're really kind of set up in terms of their chemistry for doing this. So that's my theory. I've had very good luck with that theory in the past, so still have a nice collection of shoots on these. There's another tomato too that I missed. Surprised I didn't miss more. There's another one. It's very squinty in here. This is the spinach I kicked back really hard the other day. It turned out that the top leaves were kind of covering up the fact that the bottom leaves had really been chewed on. So I wound up picking a bunch of those out because they were so chewed up there was nothing left. But these guys had a new hit of fertilizer. I gave them some 20-20-20 and some Micro Boost. So they're looking a lot better. Some of the ones on the bottom that were kind of pale have greened up. I still need to pull some out of here. But I have a nice collection in the fridge right now, so I don't need any more. I know that if I can get some of these cuttings going, I'll be able to take cuttings off of those cuttings. But the question is, can I get the initial cuttings going? Now, I'm not concerned about Granadero. Granadero is like a weed when it comes to putting off additional shoots and stuff like that. They're really amazing. And in the past, we've actually, you start with one plant, you wind up with 8 because you have taken cuttings off of them. Because they're indeterminate, and as they sprout and grow and you've got all these extra shoots and you're like, I need to trim those, and, you know. So you do, and the next thing you know, you've got all this other stuff going on. Greenhouse is dripping on us a little bit today. I have it fairly buttoned up because I'm trying to keep it sort of warm in here. Usually I would let the wind kind of blow through a little bit to dry it down. I don't want to do that too much. In the evenings, I'll do the same things I did before with these guys. I will cover them up with a dome and let the heat mat keep them warm. So I hope you find this kind of interesting. It's oh, I need to check my broccoli while I'm thinking about it. I don't want to miss any broccoli. Those haven't put any kind of a separate head out yet. These were planted at different times, so I expect them to come off at different times. I still have to keep track of them. Okay, let's see. Got a couple of side shoots on here that need to come off. I'm still hoping that I'll be able to smoosh these plants farther that way. It's like, what's that on the lettuce? That is a flower off of the husk cherry. I always look when I'm not sure what something is because I don't want critters. No critters. So, hope you enjoyed our little wander around the greenhouse today. And I'm going to get back in the house because I got a million things to do. It's one of those days when you have a list that long. So, until next time, bye. And you're going to have to come back because you got to know what happens with this stuff. I mean, you know, this is going to be a winter-long project. And it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Also be interesting to see what our weather does. I'll show you what the weather's going to do. Scary.